I'm giving you real advice. Keep your circle tight. Make sure that's a bubble that can't be popped. In other words, when you start to bring other things inside of a bubble that aren't inside that bubble, when that bubble grows, the new thing around that bubble is gonna pop it.
My name is Kevin Hart.
New people around you are gonna pop you. They're gonna get you popped. Whoever these people are, grow with those people. You guys should understand each other inside and out. Best piece of advice I'll give you. Also, look at the blueprint. Look at what other people have done. Look at what worked versus what hasn't worked. Doesn't mean you gotta go down this road or that road. You can make your decision based off of the things that you've seen. Don't alienate yourself from other people's success or downfalls or problems. Educate yourself to it. Best piece of advice. I'm not here to change what you're doing or tell you that you're doing it wrong. I'm just simply giving information. You can use it or not. You choose to, dope. If you don't, even more dope. Your life is gonna be your life no matter what. If all of our lives were gonna be the same, this world would be stupid.
Of course.
Everybody can't be the smartest person in the room. It's not possible. That's just not gonna happen. People are gonna make decisions based on what's right for them. I know where I sit today. I'm able to make decisions from a perspective that I now know I have that's great for me. I know I'm happy. I know that my priorities are straight. I know what I want out of life in the long run. I know what matters to me most. I have all my ducks in a row. All right, if I look at the odds and I look at what it's supposed to be, I'm not supposed to be in this chair. I'm not supposed to have the level of thinking that I have at this point in time in my career with this success. I'm supposed to be comfortable. I'm supposed to be lackadaisical. I'm supposed to be the asshole. Statistics show I'm supposed to be on drugs. I'm supposed to be a train wreck right now. I swim for a team called PDR, Philadelphia Department of Recreation.
You were a swimmer.
So swimming takes up all your time. You got practice before school, long practices after school. So I was pretty much an underachiever because I did whatever I had to do just to get by in swimming. So at our banquet, all of the people on the swim team were getting amazing awards, scholarships. It's just unbelievable what these people accomplish in the sport of swimming. And I think I got like a participant award. And you know, we all had to give speeches, and I just gave a speech on being an underachiever and like just how I know I'm not good, and you guys don't have to like just give me fake pats on the back when we leave. You all know that I'm not at the level of everybody else, but I did it with such a sense of humor where the room was dying. And without realizing it then, it was like a comedy set. I had a beginning, middle, and end to a speech that I didn't even write down. I was just personable. I got up and talked and winged it. And when I got off, people were clapping, and after the banquet, everybody was just saying the same thing. Your son is so funny, he's so funny, he's so personable, we love him, we're gonna miss you. But the word personable, the word funny was used so much, and I think that's the day when it really clicked. I've always been funny, but that's the day when it really clicked. Somebody from my job, where I worked at City Sports, somebody was like, yo, man, you have us laughing every day. Like literally every day at work is a fun day because of you. You come here, you just delivering jokes nonstop. Why don't you do comedy? Because where we worked at, there was a comedy club around the corner called the Laugh House. Every week, the amateur nights were held on Thursday. The winner got $75. I won the competition for about 6 to 8 weeks. I was winning the competition. It was all amateurs and I was winning, but the reason why, I would make sure after each one, I said I don't want to go back and say the same stuff. So the week leading up to it would be me trying to create whatever my new jokes were. And of course, it's the beginning, so they're green, they're hacky jokes. It's nothing great, it's no brilliant material, but my energy used to be nuts. I would come and say, give it up for little Kev the bastard, and I would just run through the doors, and I would grab the stool, and yeah, what's up, man? I was talking a mile a minute, because I was so pumped up. But at the time, I wasn't Kevin Hart. I wasn't being myself. I was being a version of what I thought I should be to get laughs. And that version of me was getting laughs, but it was a character. So it wasn't until I started to figure out that I didn't have to be a character that I got really funny. I was situational funny. Jerry Seinfeld, Ray Romano came on the same night.
Wow.
And I was like, you know, this is when their TV shows are at the height of their shows. Colin Quinn, George Wallace was there. This is Rich Voss in his prime. Bill Burr. This is Tracy Morgan in his prime.
Tracy Morgan,
Young
wow.
Chris Rock. This is when SNL was real big for a lot of these guys, and they were going back and forth. Colin Quinn had Weekend Update. This is where they would go. This is where everybody was honing their material. So before I got on stage, I was sitting in the comedy club and just watching the greats. And I'm literally just looking. Nobody knew me. I'm a little dirty kid that nobody knows what he does. But Keith Robinson took a liking to me, and he was educating me. Keith is a comedy legend. Wanda Sykes, myself, Rock, we all are students of the Keith Robinson camp. I mean, there's so many comedians that he helped breed and mold into what they are today. And my understanding for comedy and the way that jokes should be told, the way the story should be vetted out, the way that the set has a beginning, middle, and ending that comes from Keith.
He gave you the system.
It's my job to tell you what you're not doing. It's your job to figure out how to do it. So I would get off stage. This is what he did to me one night. This is the best lesson he ever gave. On stage, and I kill. You ever get up on a bus and it's a bunch of that. Just a bunch of nonsense. Hey, you ever look at somebody and be like, what? It's nothing. He says, I want you to see something. I stand next to him, and like 5 people are walking out. And he says, do you enjoy the show? And they're like, yeah. And like, you were so funny. And he says, what's his name? What about you? You know his name? Oh, wait, you were the third guy. You were number 4. You were number 4. Nobody knew my name. He said, you know why they don't know your name? You don't say who you are. He said, do you have kids? Do you not have kids? You got a mother, a father, a brother, a sister? So then he started making me watch the greats. They talk about themselves. Everybody's there talking about themselves, their experiences, their opinion, their feeling or effect from said thing 1, 2, or 3.
Yep. How immediately did you make your adjustment?
You try, but then you struggle. You struggle with the change because I'm so comfortable with my, you ever see, don't you hate when, man, I can't stand. I'm so comfortable doing that. As soon as I had to change it and start saying, hey, I'm Kevin Hart, I'm not confident in Kevin Hart because I don't think Kevin Hart's funny. I think this guy with all this energy is funny. It was a mental thing. So I had to tap out of that and tap into the real me and put the character to the side.
How soon did you get up and perform yourself after that? So he takes you up there?
I was going, the first time I got on stage, I got an audition. I got my first one at Caroline's, and I got over. It was like, I say like 8 months probably I was going up there. Past Caroline's, Caroline started booking me a couple spots during the week. They don't pay, they give you food, like they call food spots, until you become a weekend comedian. Then you get like $50 a spot in New York. The Comedy Cellar, then that got up there, and the Comedy Cellar passed me food spots again. Stand Up New York, I think give you like $5 a spot. Weekends the same, $25 to $50. But it was a slow grind. But then when you get in all of them, you got to think, in New York, you're doing 7 to 8 spots on a weekend. So if you're getting $50 a spot, and you're doing 6 to 7 to 8 spots on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you got a good weekend. You figure it's 4 weekends in a month, you can pull $2,000, $2,500 in New York, and you can survive. You can support yourself. And during the week, the goal would be to book colleges or other shows elsewhere.
Who was the first person that came and said, this guy's somebody?
Dave Attell, very, very funny guy. He saw me perform and was blown away by my performance. And he called his manager, who is Dave Becky, who is now my manager, and said, you gotta see this guy. Dave Becky reached out to me, came to see me, and in coming to see me, expressed that he would love to work with me. He was a manager. He deals with some of the biggest and best names in the business today. But he said, look, he doesn't do the contracts and try to have people sign their life away. He works on a handshake basis. He said, if you're willing to work, I'm willing to help you. Told him I was willing to work. He said he was willing to help, shook hands. He came, watched me perform, put me in other comedy clubs, got me in other spots. I started to get better, sharper, faster. And I got into what's called the Montreal Comedy Festival. And he made me turn it down. He was like, we're not ready. He said, they want you to go, your new face, and it'll be great. But if we wait one more year, we'll go and we'll be the talk of the town. Trust me, let's wait. I said, I'm gonna listen to you, my manager. Everything this man has said has never not worked. And because of that, he's been my manager for 15, 16 plus years.
Wow.
Here's what happened. I then did Montreal Comedy Festival. Montreal Comedy Festival got me a deal, and that's when I did my first pilot. That's when it was, okay, I now have an opportunity to be on TV. The pilot didn't get picked up, so now I don't have an opportunity, but then I do a bootleg movie called Paper Soldiers. Paper Soldiers, which I had no idea would be anything, but it was a movie offered to me by Dame Dash and Jay-Z at the time. I said, I would love to work with you guys.
How did you get connected with them?
Saw me in New York on a weekend. All goes full circle. Keith said, be available on the weekends because you never know what's going to happen in the city. That's where Dame Dash saw me perform at Caroline's on a weekend. That movie that never went to the theaters, that gave me the opportunity to put a reel together. That was my tape. I sent this out to Dave Becky, who's then sent it out to people all over California, Hollywood, X, Y, and Z. That tape is what got me the audition for parts in TV shows. That's what ABC saw, NBC. That's what allowed me to go in the rooms with the heads of the studios and pitch my TV shows. Last 4 years, you can say I'm a star. Like when I got international success is when I said, okay, now it's real. Yeah, I'm very big on recreating myself. I'm very big on creating other entities that can act as revenue streams with or without me. I'm very big on the brand of Kevin Hart surviving with or without me. You can't make the mistake that you've seen others in your position make. At your highest levels of success, instead of enjoying that, those are the moments where you put yourself in position to do business with people that are much bigger than you. What you see is what you get. This is 100% me all the time. It's not an act.
It's here when you're up there.
It's 100% me all the time. I have no reason not to be this guy.